Carlsbad considering age restrictions for e-bikes. What they want to hear from you.
Taking a look at the Eastern Pacific, we are eyeing a system that looks to bring a weather impact alert day on Thursday. I'll let you know why coming up.
Could hospitality workers in the city of San Diego soon receive a $25 an hour minimum wage? I'll tell you what the city council decides.
A working for you follow-up on a pet cremation business that shut its doors without warning. Several more customers telling us their animals are still inside.
Thousands of San Diegans could be at risk of losing their food assistance benefits. What you need to know about changes to the program.
Why researchers say daylight saving time is bad for our health. CBS 8 News Live at 6 starts right now.
We begin tonight with a major victory for some minimum wage workers in the city of San Diego. Within the last hour, the city council unanimously approved raising the minimum wage for hospitality workers. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Shanna Handy in tonight for Marcella Lee. The move will raise our pay rate to $25 an hour over the next few years. CBS 8's Alex Cheney joins us live from outside council chambers where council members just made the final vote. Alex?
Yeah, Shannon, that's right. Just a few minutes ago, City Council unanimously approved a $25 minimum wage for those hospitality workers in the city of San Diego. There was a lot of applause and a lot of cheering after that decision was made. However, opponents of the ordinance say it's going to make staying at a hotel in San Diego even more expensive.
Tourism is one of San Diego's most profitable industries.
Most of these costs will be passed on to the final consumer.
The ordinance would give hospitality employees a raise from the city's current minimum wage of $17.25 an hour to a slightly higher wage next year, and ultimately going up to $25 an hour in 2030.
We're not asking for much, just enough to be able to live.
Cristobal is a father of 3 and works 5 jobs to support them. He says a $25 minimum wage would help him have more time at home with his family.
And you only relate on one job, be able to spend the time of the evenings at home, and me be able to support with that raise the way of living. I think it'll increase my way of life at the house.
The ordinance would benefit workers at hotels, amusement parks, sports stadiums, and event centers like the San Diego Convention Center.
Hotel revenues now lag behind last year.
Local hotel owners say the raise would change their business plan.
It's going to force me to automate and reduce wages, reduce hours, and I don't want to do that.
Bob owns 2 hotels in San Diego and says he will have to increase his room rates by 45% and says $25 an hour is usually the salary for someone with a few years experience, not starting out.
But to just across the board give people that kind of money, right now, I already pay competitive wages. I pay 90% of the employees' health care, and I treat my employees well. And I don't want to lose any of them.
Now, that $25 minimum wage does not go into effect immediately. It's going to be spaced out and done incrementally over the next few years. There's going to be a small bump starting in the fiscal year next year and every single year up to 2030 to get to that $25 minimum wage. I'm Alex Cheney, CBS 8.
Thanks, Alex. The city of Carlsbad is looking for input tonight as leaders there consider establishing a minimum age requirement of 12 years old for electric bike or e-bike riders. It's a similar ordinance to one passed by Chula Vista's city council earlier this summer.
CBS 8's Steffi Roche has been tracking this story for us. She joins us now live at Carlsbad's traffic safety and mobility meeting. Steffi, what can we expect tonight?
Right. Well, the commission won't be voting necessarily, but the community will have the opportunity to speak out and share their input on the age restrictions. Now, a new pilot program allows local governments across San Diego County to prohibit riders under the age of 12 from operating certain e-bikes. Coronado was the first local city to enact e-bike age restrictions, and now Carlsbad is considering following suit. Previously, I've talked to residents who are adamantly in favor of e-bike restrictions. But some, like Carlsbad resident Megan Novi, who I caught up with before tonight's meeting, isn't too convinced yet.
I have a couple kids who ride e-bikes. I also ride an e-bike. I'm not sure that these sorts of sweeping legislation, this sort of sweeping legislation will really have an impact on road safety. I think that there's It might just be a Band-Aid. I'm not sure how it'll be enforced.
And after hearing from the community tonight, the commission may decide to move forward with a recommendation to the city council for them to look at enforcing an ordinance to enforce that age restriction. But for now, reporting live in Carlsbad, I'm Steffi Roche, CBS 8.
Thank you, Steffi. And we mentioned this a little bit before that story. As Carlsbad weighs those stricter rules, right now in Chula Vista, city leaders are making sure everyone is aware of their new e-bike rules now in effect. Mayor John McCann, as well as police, fire, and health leaders are teaching people about the new ordinance at a meeting at the Rec Center on Duncan Ranch Road. It was passed by City Council in July, the new ordinance, and bans anyone under the age of 12 from riding an electric bike. Now through December 3rd, no tickets will be issued, with education front and center for the time being. Tonight's meeting runs until 7:30. The heat. Oof, we were definitely feeling it all across the county today, but soon you may want to have your umbrella close by.
Stay what? Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us early with a first look at some rain in our forecast, which is hard to envision given the weather we've been having.
I know, lately definitely been locked into the heat. We even had cooler than usual temperatures last week. We started off this week with some heat. And if you think back to the end of last month, we had Juliet. That became a post-tropical system and sent that one day that we had scattered showers, cloud cover. It was tropical moisture out there. We're looking at that repeating by Thursday. So when we look at our conditions right now, and you have the high clouds that are starting to move in, this is all ahead of another system that will be post-tropical when it gets closer towards us, and that's going to be Mario. But look at that shot. That's beautiful. It's from our Mount Soledad cam gearing up for our sunset tonight at 6:53. So we are keeping a close eye on Mario. It was a tropical storm this morning, tropical depression this afternoon, looking to be post-tropical over the next 24 hours. And so that moisture is going to move in. That starts to increase our chances for some wet weather. We could start to see that activity arriving as early as tomorrow afternoon, and then seeing that go into the late night hours. So Wednesday night all the way through about Thursday, we are looking at chances for on again, off again activity, those scattered showers, and even some thunderstorms. We'll break down those details a little bit more coming up. Hey, Shannon.
Thanks, Carlene. And as always, you can find an extended weather forecast on CBS 8 Plus. Just download on your TV and watch for free.
A homicide investigation is underway in El Cajon, where a man was found dead after an apparent attack inside his apartment. And right now, police say they do not have a suspect in custody. Sheriff's deputies were called to the Terraza Hill Apartments on Bradley Avenue around 1:30 this morning. We're told the man died at the scene. His name has not been released yet, and we don't know the circumstances surrounding the attack or have any suspect description. First responders stopped a fire at a National City home that had about 20 cats inside. This happened about 9:30 this morning along East 4th Street when police who happened to be driving by noticed heavy smoke coming from the backyard. They safely rescued 2 people from the home and found about 10 cats inside. Unfortunately, some of those cats didn't survive the fire. At least 10 cats, we're told, are unaccounted for. It's believed they left the home and are somewhere in the neighborhood right now.
A Working For You follow-up tonight surrounding a pet cremation business that closed without warning and the remains of several animals still inside.
CBS 8's Steve Price talked with more customers who are struggling to get answers, and he did hear from the owner, who says he's still hoping to reunite people with their pets' remains.
Minutes after my story aired last week, I started getting emails from more customers who say they brought their pets here but never got the remains returned to them. In fact, I am still getting those emails, got more of them today, and the stories are heartbreaking.
I just want him back. I want Puppy back.
Puppy passed away in July, so Tony Faust took him here to Angel Paws Pet Cremation in San Marcos. She was told it would take 3 weeks, but 5 weeks later, nothing. And the doors were locked, the phone disconnected.
I'm not confident that we know where our dog is right now, where Puppy is right now. I'm not confident, and that really hurts.
Tony didn't realize the business was closed for good until she saw our story last week, and she's not alone.
It's just wrong. I mean, we're having to beg to get our animals back.
Sharon Thompson took Daisy to Angel Paws in June and still doesn't have her back.
I feel like, it's not right to all of us pet owners. You promised us that you would take care of something that was precious to us, and you haven't.
Working for you, we contacted the owner of Angel Paws, Chris Settle, who sent CBS 8 an email address last week for customers to use to set up appointments to get their pets back. So, hoping for the best, Sharon sent him an email.
We haven't heard anything. It's like crickets. There's nothing there.
Tony says she also sent an email and got no response. And when she tried a phone number he sent CBS 8 promising to return any messages, this happened.
I'm sorry, the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been set up yet. Please try your call again later. Goodbye.
CBS 8 reached back out to Chris today, who told us again that he will return emails and calls. He also set a goal of returning remains by the end of next week.
He died in my arms.
Tony just wants Chris to be honest with customers, let them know if they'll ever be getting their animals back, and show some proof that he's working to reunite her with Puppy, regardless of whether or not he's actually been cremated.
I want him back so I can take care of him in the proper way because that's what he deserves.
I reached out to the sheriff's office and they say at this point they are not conducting a criminal investigation. That said, I am going to stay on top of this story and will keep you updated until all the remains are accounted for. Working for you in San Marcos, Steve Price, CBS 8.
Thank you, Steve. And remember, if there is something you would like us to look into, you can email us at workingforyou@cbs8.com. A setback for the Menendez brothers, and San Diego Unified Superintendent speaks for the first time about school transition turmoil.
We'll have those stories still ahead, plus the warning from county leaders about how federal funding cuts will impact San Diegans.
And later, the new research highlighting the harmful health effects of daylight saving time.